So I got up to here to Ice House Reservoir in the Crystal Basin, Dorado National Forest. And I checked the weather forecast before I come up here. I checked the weather for Pollock Pines. I checked the weather forecast for Ice House Reservoir, Union Valley Reservoir. Said it was clear. Well, I had an unexpected thunderstorm come in. Not only the thunderstorm coming in, but the bears were coming into camp last night. Didn't go through my camp, went through my neighbor's camp. So I had to get everything in the bear box and in the car that I didn't want to get wet. This is my site. I've gotten this site, the same site each time for the last 3 years. But I'm prepping for this rain now. It's gonna clear up by this evening. The unexpected thunderstorm. Fantastic. I'm up on Big Hill Lookout. And off there in the distance there is Ice House Reservoir. That would be Union Valley Reservoir. And everything in between. It's been raining all day, and I haven't had a chance to go do any fishing or anything like that. I got my camp secured, so nothing's gonna get wet, so I decided to take a cruise. Down there is Silver Creek. Silver Creek runs all the way up. I'm telling you, man, there is a pile of bears in this area. So I planned on cooking up some chicken tonight in camp, but with the weather, I decided just to come here. Ice House Reservoir, they have Ice House Resort. They have their own campground. And they also have a store, a little restaurant, and a bar. So this is a pretty good place. So I'm gonna probably go in here and get me some sodas and order a sandwich. Ice House Resort, they got their own campground. There's also another campground called Ice House Campground. It's like $27 a night. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. The one I'm in now, of course, is a $10 campground. And they also have a campground called Strawberry Point. That's also another $10 campground. I love these campgrounds, these little $10 jobs. But this one's crawling with bears. If you come here, plan on a bear coming into your camp at night. You got to put all your food away. You got to store it in the bear locker. You got to do all that. And if you're pitching a tent, don't have anything in there that a bear's gonna want to eat. So speaking of bears, here at my campsite, I was here last year and I had my tent set up right here, and I was sleeping and I heard around the tent. I woke up and I'm going, no way, that's not real. So I kind of faded back to sleep, and then I heard my ice chest. I didn't put my ice chest in the bear box. I forgot. And I heard my ice chest slide. I go, oh, that's got to be a bear. I got my headlamp off, and I shined it. It was right over here by the bear box, this ice chest right here. And what he done is he slapped the lid off, and he broke the hinges on it. This was last year. And then he reached in with this, reached in there with his snout and pulled I had a ham sandwich that I'd bought that I was gonna take with me fishing the next morning. And man, he took off with a sandwich, big black bear. And then, so the next day, I had asked my neighbor, I go, hey, did you see that bear? And he goes, yeah. He goes, no, I didn't see it last night. He goes, but the night before, the bear came and got half a bag of dog food. And he drug it across the road right behind these rocks. And I was like, oh, these rocks? So we went over here behind these rocks, right here. It's right here. I seen the sandwich wrapper. In the sandwich wrapper, there was a mustard packet. So he'd eaten the sandwich and eaten the mayonnaise. I guess the bear didn't like mustard for whatever reason. I guess my point is you want to use these bear boxes. You really do. Up here, you want to secure all your food. I've already gone through it, but be bear aware. You're gonna bank fish at Ice House Reservoir. This is by far the best spot right here. The reservoir's up a lot more than it was last year, that's for sure. I heard they've been catching some nice ones here. Man, I tell you, this place is beautiful. Northwind campground where I'm staying at, it's one of the few campgrounds where I could just go and camp. Normally when I go camping, I have an ulterior motive. I want to either go scouting for hunting, or I want to actually hunt or fish, But Northwind is one of the few campgrounds where I could just find that I could just sit there and relax for a couple days, just cook up food and just hang out and camp. I mean, you can see wildlife right out of camp, deer come walking through, and of course the bears come through at night. But just lots of great views, and the locals up here are cool, really nice people. It's just, it's a pleasant place to be. See, I don't even mind that I'm out catching fish right now. Look at that. My line cut another cut line that had a fish on it. Do you believe that? This is crazy. What the heck? Well, I got 2 fish for the price of 1. How about that, huh? Well, I've heard of it happening, but it's never happened to me before. That fish, I was using a treble hook, and that other fish had a hook in its mouth, like a little size 8, and with a line with some split shots on it. And so somehow when I caught that fish, he got wrapped up with that other fish, and I reeled them both in, 2 for the price of 1. So I'm gonna put those on ice for a fish fry. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna wrap it up for the evening. I got 2 fish, put those on ice. I think I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna enjoy camp. We got cell service up here, which is good. So tonight, after it gets dark, I think I'm gonna listen to a Joe Rogan podcast and look out for bears. I'm gonna try to get some video of some of these bears that are coming in at night. Usually they come in between 10 o'clock and midnight, from what I've heard. So I'm gonna stay up and see if I could get some bear footage. So hopefully that comes together. Good morning, folks. No bear footage from last night. The guys across from camp, they stayed up. I stayed up till about 1 o'clock, and these guys were walking around with headlamps and flashlights trying to get pictures of the bears. Oh, but those bears chose not to come in last night. This morning, though, I did talk to a U.S. Forest Service ranger, and she said starting this Monday, which will be June 28th, there'll be no more campfires. And if you're going to cook from a propane or any gas stove, you're going to need a fire permit. Now, these fire permits are really easy to get. I already had one downloaded onto my phone, but I asked her if she'd issue me a paper one, and she did. You could also stop at the U.S. Forest Service ranger station. The nearest one to here is in Pollock Pines. You can go there, they'll issue you a permit, or just download one from online. But you're gonna need one, because if you come up here and they catch you cooking on your gas stove and they ask for your permit and you don't have one, you're gonna get a fine. They're real easy to get and they're free, so be sure to get your fire permit. Well, hey, that was my time at Northwind Campground. I hope this video inspired you to come on up here, go camping, go fishing, and explore the area. The deer hunting isn't so great up here, but there's a lot of good bear hunting, and I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff in this area in the future. I'm going to be going to Union Valley Reservoir, and I'm going to be staying there, and I might be going over to Wrights Lake, and then in November and December, I'm going to have some hunting videos from the area. So stay tuned for all of that. If you'd like to make a contribution to the channel and help keep me on the road, you'll find a PayPal me link in the description box. Also in the description box, I'm going to leave the GPS links referenced in Google Maps and Google Earth. I'm going to leave the links for Northwind Campground, the link to Big Hill Lookout, the link the Ice House Resort where they have the store and the restaurant and bar, and also I'm going to throw in the GPS coordinates of that area I was fishing. That is one of the better spots to fish when you come and fish Ice House. Well, hey folks, that's it for today. If you like these videos, hit the like button and subscribe to the page, and we will see you next time on California Public Land Hunter. See ya.